the Kabbalistic Jews are very smart. So they decided back in 1700 that we got to lead the Christians wrong. So they had this. He was a monk. He was in South America, and he was a Jesuit monk by the name of. I'm trying to think too much now. Never come back. Anyway, he had a vision of the rapture, and he wrote that down. And then they got kicked out from Chile. He was in Chile, come back to Spain, and we're now talking about 1820, 1830. And a copy of his book or pamphlet, The Rapture, was given to the British pastor by the name of Irving, who had a charismatic church in London. And Irving started preaching it. He translated to English. And then we had John Darby, was a Plymouth Brethren and an evangelist. He picked it up. And when he came over to the United States, he started pushing it. And then he met Schofield, and he sold Schofield on it. And Schofield then infiltrated D.L. Moody Institute and at Dallas Theological Seminary that he founded. And it took 30 years to get the rapture into mainstream Christian churches before it was not existing. And the result was that the teaching was, Jesus coming back anytime. Let the world, let the devil have the world. You stay in the churches and do your thing. So Christians got out of city councils, school boards, politics, and we gave it over to the devil. And that is how we lost the nation. And so it's a lie when I say, Jesus can come back anytime. The Bible says very specifically, Jesus will not come back until at the end of the Antichrist. And by the end, the time of the Antichrist is not 7 years, it is 41.6 years.
I wonder how many of them we've burned up so far.
What was that?
I wonder how many of those years we've burned up so far and how close we are to the advent of the Antichrist. Seriously.
They can pull the plug if there is a nuclear war. I would say that they would take power within months, because the slogan would be this: we can no longer have nations. Nations wage war. We need a federation, a world federation. That would take care of no more wars. And they would simply force nations to give up their sovereignty, and that's how the Antichrist will come in. Because he says in the book of Daniel, he will come in with a small amount of people with flattery. He's not going to come in with military power. Another point is this: the Bible also says he's a homosexual. And if you've been around probably long enough that you know that in 1950 it was a federal crime to be homosexual. They kicked them out. And today you can't say anything about homosexuals, but they kick you. That's the spirit of the Antichrist.
Sobering words, Pastor. No kidding. I want to tell everybody your website address again. It's easy. It's eaec.org. His latest book is Bitter Fruit. And get that Kabbalistic collection and read all about it so you'll know what you're dealing with. Pastor, thanks so much for coming on the program tonight. I really appreciate it. And let's do this again and explore these various elements more deeply, shall we?
Thank you very much. I'll be glad to do that.
Thanks. God bless, sir. Folks, it's weird, all these things happening as they happen with the time line stretched out there, and these little things just keep happening one after another. This may sound ridiculous to some, but of the thousands upon thousands, and literally thousands upon thousands of television shows available, online now with your service, there's one that stands out, and it's called Bodies. If you decide to watch this series, you won't have to get more than 3 or 4 episodes into it to see what's going on here. But you'll be dealing with 3 different periods of time, of history, at the same time. And I'll tell you, somebody out there was inspired by something to give us a heads up like this. Talk to you tomorrow night between now and then and beyond. God bless you, everyone, and good night.
This is Project Command. Stand by power transfer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.